In this video we're going to take a look at setting up a site definition. It's probably one of the most complex things that you'll actually do when working with Dreamweaver. But to be honest with you, some of you are going to say, you don't actually have to do this, but I would strongly advise you that you do it. It's going to mean that when you come to testing your website and you want to move things around from different folders, everything will update as you go along. If you don't do a site definition, you tend to find that you get sort of dead pages and dead links. So how do we go about this? I'm going to go to My Documents, and you guys should have a folder called OCR National, so I'm just going to double click and go in there. Obviously so far I've been in work on Unit 1 and Unit 21, but this is going to be Unit 2, which is the website stuff. So I'm just going to create a new folder here, and you can kind of see above that what I do is I tend to put a capital, which might be bad practice, but I put an underscore and then 2. It's regarded as bad practice to use spaces when dealing with website designs, with naming files or creating web pages or saving pictures. Don't ever use the space character. You'll see why as we go along. It involves doing a %20, but don't worry too much about it. I'm going to go into Unit 2, and we're going to make a website, which I will go new in folder, and I'll call this chav. I'll use the underscore zoo. We're going to build a website all about a fictional zoo for chav animals and possibly chav people. Okay, let's go into chav zoo, and you can see there is nothing in there. I've got nothing up my sleeve, no trickery involved here. I'm just going to minimize that down. So let's go to Dreamweaver. And you can see here down the side that I actually have the contents down the side here, and this is what site definition does. You can see that I've got the contents of my own website. I'm not going to bore you with all of that for the moment, but what we're going to do is I'm just going to create a new Dreamweaver site. Now at first say this is going to look a little bit complex. I'm going to, just to name it, I'm going to call it chav and then capital zoo. It's different to the folder which I called chav underscore zoo and no capitals, but anyway, don't worry too much about that one. What is the website address of your site? Well, we haven't got a website address because we haven't uploaded anything, so we're going to ignore that and just press next. Now the next question is asking you, do you want to use server technology? Well, the funny thing is with those OCR Nationals that you're supposed to make a form, and you'll see that in one of the later videos, and the form would work using either ASP or ASP.NET or PHP sort of technologies, but the OCR Nationals doesn't actually ask you to use it. It just says make a form, but the form doesn't have to do anything. So for the moment in time, just leave it as no, I don't want to use server technology. I'm going to press next. Now it says, where do you want to store your files? Well, we need to find out where we were. So we were into OCR Nationals, wasn't it? Unit 2, and then chav zoo. So all of my files are going to be stored in there. I'm just going to press select, and I'm going to press next. It says, how do you want to connect to your remote server? We're not using a remote server because we're not going to upload, well, you might upload these websites, but you don't have to get the grades for the OCR National. So we're just going to go to none, and everything's gone. So I'm going to press next here, and then there's some stuff there. Don't worry about it too much. We just press done. And what will happen is on the right hand side here you can see now that my old website has disappeared. I could bring back websites that I've been building by selecting here, but we're happy with ChavZoo and we're going to stay there. Now first of all, let's go back. Remember, nothing in there at all, nothing in the ChavZoo folder. What we're going to do is I'm going to right click on the little line here. I'm going to new folder, and we'll call this a folder for images, and I'll right click and go new folder, and we'll call this pages, and I'll right click and we've got a new folder. I'll call this flash, and I'm going to right click one more time and we'll go to new folder, and we might incorporate some sounds into our website. I think it might be a nice touch if we did. So what has this done? Well, in fact what it's done is it's made those folders inside there. So instead of using My Documents, an area that we don't ever want you to touch once you've got a site definition, we're going to do everything. I'm going to close that now. We're going to do everything down this right hand panel. Okay, so this is a site definition. It's already set up. There is a slight problem. If you're at your school and you need to find out from your teacher, certainly it's the case at ours, that you don't have what they call roaming profiles. Your site definition will never stay. You'd have to go through that whole process that we just went through again and again and again each time. So there's a little cheeky way of getting around that. I'm just going to have to start this off. I want to go to site, and I'm going to go to manage sites, and what we're going to do is I am going to go to ChavZoo. It's already selected. I'm going to export, and you can see down here it's got a site definition file, style.ste, and I'm going to just pop this. I'm just going to chavzu is fine, so I'm going to press save. Okay, now what's the point in this? Well, I'm going to delete the site definition for chavzu. Okay, and I'm going to press done, and you'll find that it goes to one of my old sites down the right here. Now, if I just imagine, I'm going to minimize down. Imagine you come into Dreamweaver, you've got no profile, so you load it up, and there will be nothing down there. You're thinking, oh, I've got to set up that site definition again. You don't have to if you've exported it, because all you've got to do is Site, Manage Sites, and you can import a site definition. And when we go to chavzu, which hopefully will come up in a moment, again, my computer's a little bit outside at home, but eventually we get chavzu. Just going to double click, and what you find now, I press done, and you find that if I press the plus sign there, the whole website has come back, or the site definition has come back. So if you are in a situation where you don't have profiles, again, check with your teachers. Don't forget, the key thing to do when you set your site up is to manage sites and export a site definition. Now, you'll be pleased to know that's the most complex thing that we really have to do on this course. So what we'd like you to do is go and make yourself a site. All it was, remember, Dreamweaver site. Do a site definition, go through that rigmarole, and then create yourself 4 little folders. One called Flash, Images, Page and Sounds, and export the site definition. If you do that, you'll be fine for the rest of the time. Okay, off you go.